Hey everyone, me Kevin here. Joe Biden just U-turned back. That is, he's going back to what his word was, which is actually a good thing for both Democrats and Republicans. Let's talk about what the heck just happened, because yesterday we had a big old U-turn and it turned a lot of heads, both Democrats and Republicans. Some people thought I was being too harsh on Joe Biden in the video yesterday, and the intention wasn't that at all. It was just to simply express that both Republicans and Democrats were freaking out yesterday because Joe Biden said something that was very confusing. And Joe Biden realizes how confusing it was by literally addressing what he said point by point in what I'm about to show you. So let's pull this up. I do quickly want to remind you that I will be holding 10 rallies in 10 days starting this Friday because I'm campaigning to be governor of California. Check out the plans and the events by going to meetkevin.com. You'll see all the little rally buttons you can click on and go to the rallies depending on which one is closest to you. There are 10. Both were all over California, so check it out. All right, folks, let's go take a look what Joe Biden just released. So basically, on Thursday, he reached a historic bipartisan deal for the $1.2 trillion stimulus package. It's worth noting that the reason they say $1.2 trillion is because they're counting it over 8 years. Some people use the $957 billion figure, which is counting over 5 years worth of expenses. Talks about being the biggest infrastructure package in history, fixing roads, bridges, making critical investments in clean energy future, helping us compete with China, making sure that we're creating these millions of high-paying jobs that will not be outsourced to other areas because they can't be there. They've got to be local. They got to be in the United States. Yeah, it's U.S. infrastructure, after all. Also mentions connecting every American to high-speed internet and replacing lead water pipes in our schools and houses. Now, in the days prior, the primary focus in Washington has not been about all of the cool things in this plan, but rather how this relates to the American Families Plan. And this is true because the American Families Plan is deemed to be the soft infrastructure package. Now, this is a little bit messy because we've been talking about this over the last few days. But basically, we mentioned that, hey, here's the plan that was just passed, or not passed, agreed on, right? Here's the plan that was just agreed on. That's the hard infrastructure bill. That has to become a bill, then it gets voted on, then you can pass the bill. But that only gets done if we also get a soft infrastructure package, or so we thought yesterday. Hey, you already know that 40% off coupon code for the amazing programs on Building Your Wealth, link down below, expires in 4 days. Check it out, link below. Because yesterday, Joe Biden said, and I have the quote right here, if only one comes to my desk, that is only hard or soft, if only one comes to my desk, that is, this is the only one that comes to me, I'm not signing it. It's in tandem. In other words, Joe Biden made it pretty clear that if he doesn't get both, he's not signing. And that was really bad. That turned a lot of heads because the American Families Plan is one that Republicans don't support as much because this American Families Plan, which is going to provide money for education, healthcare, childcare, tax cuts for families, will also be coupled, as they say here, with investments in care for our seniors, housing, and clean energy. Will do a lot of things like raising taxes on some. It'll get rid of the 1031 exchange or limit the 1031 exchange, limit the stepped up tax basis. There are a lot of big changes here that Republicans are not happy with in Congress right now in that American Families Plan. Now, Joe Biden thinks he can get the American Families Plan through in the reconciliation process. So if he gets a bipartisan deal done on the hard infrastructure package, maybe they can use reconciliation on the soft package. Now, that's going to require people like Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin to be on board with those tax changes, which previously they said they would only be on board if there's bipartisanship. But wait a minute. We do have bipartisanship now. We have bipartisanship on the hard portion. So maybe this means we can do a non-partisan or non-bipartisan deal or a partisan deal, just a one-party deal, on the soft package. And so that's kind of Joe Biden's intention and strategy here. But yesterday he freaked out all the Republicans and some Democrats when he said, hey, I'm not going to sign it without the other one. So he says here, at a press conference yesterday, I indicated I would refuse to sign the infrastructure bill if it was sent to me without my family's plan and other priorities, including clean energy. The statement understandably upset some Republicans who do not see the two plans as linked, which is true. However, Joe Biden says that my comments also created the impression that I was issuing a veto threat on that very plan I had just agreed to and given his word to, which was certainly not his intent. So Joe Biden is U-turning back that this particular quote here is not what he actually meant, and that he is going back to the intention, which is he gave his word to support the bipartisan infrastructure plan, and he says, that's what I intend to do. I think this is actually, I mean, like him or not, Democrat or Republican, I think this is actually a very honorable thing to do, to say, look, like, I screwed up, I miscommunicated something, this is actually what I mean. So I think this is good for both Democrats and Republicans. Joe Biden is saying here he's going to try to get Schumer to send both the hard and soft package deals at the same time, which again is going to require Democrats to be on board with the soft infrastructure package. But I think there are going to be some Republicans now that are like, wait a minute, if you guys are going to just use us for bipartisanship on the hard package, and then you're going to turn around and do something unilaterally with the soft package, then maybe you might lose some of our votes on the hard package. So we'll see how this goes. It's obviously clear, even though Joe Biden says, hey, I'm still going to plan to sign this infrastructure package, he does here make it clear that ultimately, I'm confident Congress will get both to my desk so I could sign each bill promptly. So it'll be interesting how this plays out, but this gives you a little bit of an update here. Check out the rallies down below by going to meetkevin.com. And of course, check out my amazing programs with, of course, that coupon code expiring in just 4 days, 40% off expiring in 4 days for the amazing programs on building your wealth. Link down below. Thanks for watching.